This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. We are so glad to have you with us on this Tuesday. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
I'm Ray Collins. It is the 6th month, the 6th day.
Oh, it is. I did not even realize
That's
that.
right. I got up early and didn't figure that out. I'm just kidding. So after 2 or 3 weeks of saying sunny and hot, John Schulte takes one day off.
And the rain comes.
And that's when it goes crazy. Good. Welcome back, John.
Thank you very much. Boy, I'm a much-needed rainfall. I tell you, everything is so green out there right now. It looks so nice, but boy, it has come down in buckets at times. Yeah, it really has. The good news is I think the morning commute is going to be pretty nice. There may be a few scattered showers around, but I think that the heavy driving rain is not going to be with us during drive time today. That's not to say that we're all in the clear and things are going to be sunny and the rainbows are going to come out and everything is going to be pretty this afternoon. No, there's still going to be some more showers around, but you know, at least we don't live close to Alligator Alley this morning, because boy, are they getting hit hard. If you are traveling south, if you plan on traveling south today, for the next 5-6 hours, there are going to be some very heavy rain showers across the southern tip of the state. If you're planning on driving to Miami today, I'm sorry, it's going to be a long haul across Alligator Alley. Locally, we have a little bit of dry air that's kind of tried to filter in, but it won't last long. As soon as a lot of that rain shower activity to the south kind of drifts a little bit further to the east, we'll be back in the soup. And we'll start to see more showers and thunderstorms around our area. Area of low pressure back to the west continues to drift eastward. That enhances our rainfall chances. Till that's gone, we're going to have to deal with these on and off rain showers throughout the day. We'll talk about the forecast coming up in a few.
John, talk to you soon. Let's check the roads right now. All clear in Manatee County. No problem with that. Farther south, we'll see a little bit of a red line there on Clark Road as you head east around Honore. Then farther south, all clear at 502. Good morning.
Topping our news this morning, roads are back open after a motorcycle accident on the John Ringling Causeway in Sarasota caused major backups for drivers.
Police shut down the eastbound lanes about 9 o'clock last night. The bridge remained closed until midnight. No word yet what caused the accident or if a second driver was involved. We're told the motorcyclist had serious injuries. Again, the bridge is indeed reopened this morning.
We now know the fate of a Manatee County woman who hired an undercover detective to kill her ex-husband last year. A judge has sentenced Rachel Leahy to 20 years in prison after she pleaded no contest last month. Leahy lost custody of her 3 children to her ex-husband in 2012 and told an undercover detective she wanted him gone so she could see her children once again. Her ex-husband says the case took a toll on their kids.
We changed all the locks in the doors. We got security cameras all over the house. Every time somebody hears a noise at night, they're jumping up.
Leahy will also serve 3 years probation when she is released. This morning, efforts for a public art project at a downtown parking garage have been canceled by Sarasota City commissioners.
Yeah, the city was prepared to pay an artist $100,000 for murals in the garage until it turned out the parking director was helping award the project to his own son-in-law. Our Rick Adams has the latest.
It's the $100,000 art project that was supposed to add life to the parking garage on State Street in downtown Sarasota. Instead, a lot of negativity is now surrounding the project. When it was found out, the project was awarded to Mark Crucky, the son-in-law of Sarasota's parking director, Mark Lyons. Lyons is accused of steering commissioners to choose Crucky over another finalist. Christina Skepton is a downtown Sarasota resident who sat in front of commissioners on Monday. She's an art lover who urged commissioners to cancel this call to artist project.
The overriding important factor is that everyone knows that there's transparency in our process for selection of the public art pieces.
City commissioners voted unanimously to cancel the city's call to artists for this project because of this clear conflict of interest. Commissioners also voted unanimously in favor of pursuing a new call to artists for the State Street Garage project at a later date.
Once the city administration and city commission found out there was a conflict, we had to review the situation. That's definitely an ethical breach, and the commission was very clear by a 5-0 vote that all of our processes have to be ethical.
Before the vote, the commissioners heard from Crucky as well as from some of his family and friends who gave their side of things. 3 city employees, including Lyons, received pay cuts and demotions following an investigation into this. Norman Schimmel is the chair of the Public Art Committee, which is the committee that that recommends artists for jobs like the State Street Garage project. Schimmel says the commissioners made the right decision.
The point about canceling what had been done, I agree with. Absolutely agree with. I think it was tainted.
None of the artists would come on camera to comment about this, but they tell us they are happy that another call for artists for the State Street Garage project will take place in the near future. Reporting from downtown Sarasota, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
The city said it could take about 6 more months to get that project going again.
We're learning more details about the new water restrictions now in effect for Sarasota, Manatee, and Charlotte counties. The Southwest Florida Water Management District is limiting lawn watering and residential car washing to just 1 day a week before 8 a.m. and after 6 p.m. There are a few exceptions, though. New lawns can be watered any day for the first 30 days, and water used for controlling fires and maintaining safe drinking water is not limited. Those restrictions will be in place until August 1st. And happening today, several Venice residents can expect a water outage. The scheduled outage is so crews can work on the next phase of the water main replacement project. The area affected involves Harbor Drive, although the main is actually being replaced on Coral Street. If this area affects you, be sure to boil water for the next 72 hours or until that boil water advisory has been lifted.
Plans are in the works for the first medical marijuana dispensary in Sarasota County. Certerra Holdings filed paperwork to open a facility in Northport on Tamiami Trail. Northport is the only city in Sarasota County that did not place a moratorium on approving dispensaries after voters approved Amendment 2 last November. The city commission there must still approve the ordinance that will allow Certerra or any other dispensaries to open in Northport. They'll discuss the ordinance on July the 11th.
We're learning more about the future of the Atlanta Braves spring training coming to Northport. Construction on the 6,500-seat stadium is set to begin in September. However, some critical funding still hangs in the balance. Nearly $20 million in state funding has to be applied for. While the application is almost completed, it is not yet submitted. However, the West Villages development is getting very close to being finished.
Between now and September, there's a couple of critical path items. In addition to the design that's going on and the permitting work, we have to file a grant application with the Florida Sports Foundation.
West Villages officials hope to have the stadium open by January of 2019.
We're at 5:08 right now. A Bradenton man is facing attempted murder charges after allegedly shooting a man in a restaurant parking lot. It happened at a place called El Pasano on 15th Street East. A 21-year-old man is in stable condition. Sheriff deputies charged the man you just saw, 38-year-old Moro Ramirez. One local community activist says this is too much crime from this location.
If they shut that bar down, which I'm surprised they haven't did yet, it would probably alleviate maybe 50% of the crime.
Now, the restaurant's Facebook page says it is, right now, permanently closed. When Dr. Beach named Siesta Key tops in the country, he did it with one reservation. He didn't like that the county still allowed smoking on Siesta Key Beach.
That's right, but now, as ABC 7's Bobeth Yates tells us, efforts are underway to change that.
Efforts to make Sarasota County area parks and beaches smoke-free is set to take a huge blow as commissioners revisit ordinance wordings. Area beaches are among the many outdoor spaces tourists and residents alike enjoy the freedom of smoking, but not everyone is happy about the idea.
I don't like running into, buds on the beach or anything. Yeah, it shouldn't be on the beach.
It's not fair for us non-smokers to have to deal with the smoking and the secondhand smoke repercussions that could come from that.
Back in 2008, Sarasota County commissioners cited similar concerns for a unanimous vote to ban smoking at area beaches and parks. But the move came with a lot of backlash.
Being a smoker myself, I believe it's an outdoor place and it's the only place left for people to be able to smoke freely. And I don't think there should be a ban. A
Sarasota County judge agreed in a ruling for an unrelated case against the city of Sarasota. In that case, the city placed a ban on smoking in city parks, but the judge said it was unenforceable. That move prompted Sarasota County to stop enforcing its beach smoking ban, and now the county wants its laws to reflect that change.
We're just cleaning up some language within Chapter 90 of our ordinance to go along with a ruling that occurred a few years ago that doesn't allow us as Sarasota County to regulate smoking in our outdoor spaces.
And even though the county has not enforced the smoking ban since 2012, the move to completely take it off its books has many mixed on the issue.
I think it would create a much cleaner environment and certainly make it more enjoyable for everybody.
I think smoking outdoors is kind of like the one last safe haven for smokers. They can't smoke in any buildings or in any breezeways. But as someone who goes to the beach, I really don't want to see cigarette butts in the sand. And I've got children, and I don't want them to really see smoking and think that that's maybe acceptable. So I'm kind of torn.
Again, this change is only ceremonial because the smoking ban on the beach has not been enforced since 2012. Beth Yates, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Well, commissioners will meet for their morning session today at 9 a.m. in Venice, so it should be interesting what that discussion topic will be like.
Well, I was surprised that we got #1 again from Dr. Beach, because he had told me directly last year that until they change the smoking policy, it'd be unlikely the beach could #1, but instead last month we were told Sietsky was top of the nation.
That's right. I spoke with him as well, and he said the exact same thing to me, and he said moving forward, safety and smoking is something he's really going to focus on for the next couple years, because he said he just doesn't like it and he wants to see some changes made.
So we'll see what happens.
We will see. All right, a new treatment is now being offered at Sarasota Memorial Hospital for those suffering from mild to moderate lumbar spinal stenosis. The FDA-approved treatment Superion fills the gap between non-surgical treatments and traditional surgery by inserting a small titanium spacer between the vertebrae through a small incision. It works to extend the spine and relieve pinched nerves that can cause severe leg pain, and the procedure only takes 30 minutes.
Mote Marine Laboratory is celebrating another successful rescue and release. The loggerhead Ms. Marker is now enjoying a safe return to the Gulf after 52 days in rehab. A fisherman found the turtle acting lethargic about 2 months ago, and Mote biologists found it was affected indeed by red tide. So now with a clean bill of health, Ms. Marker made her return to the waters off Lido Beach yesterday. Way to go. And as the summer starts for students across the Suncoast, the Sarasota Police Department is hosting another free Blue Plus You movie on Saturday night. It'll be the animated feature called Sing. It'll be shown at the Robert Taylor Community Complex in Newtown. The doors open at 7:30, movie at 8:30. Families welcome. Bring blankets, chairs. Outdoor films, snacks, and drinks are free, only hoping that the weather cooperates.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I know.
Fingers crossed, right?
I know.
We'll see.
We sure do like the rainfall, but when the rainfall comes, you know, it does create its own set of issues.
It does.
Yeah.
So we'll see more rainfall again today, and we'll have the forecast for you in a second.
All right, thanks, John. Still ahead, it's a real-life fairy tale as ABC 7's Linda Carson takes us inside a castle right here on the Suncoast in this week's A Place We Call Home.
And later in the half hour, we'll tell you on how President Trump is planning to privatize air traffic control. Stay with us.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Going on now. For every 2 windows you buy, get 1 more free. Call today. What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce?
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by 1 on any or all numbers and still win.
Attention. This is an important message for anyone who has taken Xarelto or Pradaxa. If you or a loved one took the blood thinner medication Xarelto or Pradaxa and was then hospitalized for internal bleeding, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to serious, even fatal internal bleeding. If you suffered a stroke, heart attack, or serious internal bleeding, or if a loved one died after taking Xarelto or Pradaxa, call us now. Our network of attorneys have years of experience fighting the big pharmaceutical companies and is ready to fight for you. Potential claims are being reviewed for users of Xarelto or Pradaxa who have suffered severe bleeding or hemorrhaging, stroke, or even death. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You won't pay a thing unless your case is settled. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone.
Please call 800-928-6604. That is 800-928-6604.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So the current air temperature is 77 degrees, which is nice. It's a little bit cooler, right? At least we don't have temperatures that are close to the 80-degree mark, but still the dew point value is high at 72. South wind coming in at about 9. That southerly wind continuing to pump the moisture up. And as we head into the afternoon, I think we'll probably see temperatures that will be similar to yesterday in the lower 80s, held down by cloud cover that will be kind of persistent throughout the day today. 73 degrees, Myakka, Wauchula coming in at 74, 75 in Arcadia, 74 Parrish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch, Longboat Key, 77 in Sarasota, 74 in Venice, 75 in Inglewood, 75 in Northport. Fairly uniform temperatures, most everywhere because of the cloud cover and because of the ongoing little bits of rain showers that we have had. Now, yes, we have rain showers in progress, but nothing like they're getting south of Fort Myers. I'll tell you, it is coming down hard and heavy right across Alligator Alley. Through the Everglades, getting some very heavy rainfall as well. Luckily, this system is just a little bit to our south, and so consequently, the inflow of warm, moist air somewhat being blocked or diverted by this line of strong, towering showers so that we do get a little chance to dry out temporarily. But there's more stuff back to the east, west of us, and it is all headed to the east. And as soon as this area clears, well, I think we'll probably see a lot more rain showers around. We still have back to the west an area of low pressure that's kind of acting like a wheel on a conveyor belt, if you will. And this wheel is taking the conveyor belt of little bits of energy and just kind of rotating them right around back into our direction. So until that low pressure area gets out of here and we start to switch up our wind flows just a little bit, why we are likely to stay in this very wet weather regime. And a lot of what we see out here is going to fill up and intensify as it gets closer to the state of Florida. So, bottom line is the rain chances are still good today. Yes, we have a little bit of drier air working its way in now, but as I mentioned, back behind it, a lot of moist air also filtering in. Rainfall over the course of the next couple of days through about Thursday will be impressive. Once again, we are looking at anywhere from 2 to 4 inch rainfalls across the area, which is great for our fire danger, reducing everything to the low category. Love to see that. Forecast, well, you know, I mean, it's going to be kind of wet through the week. It's not going to be a consistent all-day rainfall today, even though I put 100% in there. It just means that we'll have waves of showers that'll move through, most of them not really heavy, but there will be some periods of some heavier rains, maybe a thunderstorm or two. Best days this work week will probably be Friday into Saturday when we get a little bit of relief. And then I think the rain chances tick up again for the weekend. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, John. Taking a look at Suncoast traffic this morning, looks pretty quiet throughout Manatee County. Looks like a little bit of slowdown on 301 as you're heading northbound. And in Sarasota County, some congestion on Clark Road as you're heading towards 41. I-75 looking good as you head into South County. Not a whole lot going on across the Suncoast at 519 on your Tuesday morning. And we all know you can live here on the Suncoast a long time and still discover amazing places that you didn't even know existed.
I didn't know about this one.
Me neither.
Our Linda Carson takes us to a full-size castle built deep in the woods.
Solomon's Castle sits in the woods about 54 miles east of downtown Sarasota. Artist Howard Solomon built it. His daughter Elaine Solomon grew up here.
That's my bedroom up there, that third floor. I've lived here all my life.
Her father bought this property in 1970.
It was not till later that he realized we were in the bottom of a Florida swamp. So he realized he had to start building up instead of out. And because he's an artist, his artistic flavor fell over into his architecture. He says it was his largest sculpting.
For 18 years, he worked mostly alone to build the castle and the Boat in the Moat restaurant next door. Why a castle?
He said a tower here or a tour there, before you know it, you have a castle.
Living quarters are on the second and third floors, and his art is displayed on the first floor. He worked mostly with recycled materials.
Built anything from serious pieces that have heartfelt meanings to very comedic pieces. He would make a joke out of anything because he said if you could laugh, then you don't have to cry.
Crowds of curiosity seekers came to peek at the castle in the woods. At first, Solomon gave them free tours. Now you can walk the grounds free, but there's a slight charge for the guided castle tour. But what a thrill it is! All of Solomon's art has meaning, like these windows.
So the virtues, this top one is generosity, the next one is knowledge, the third one is a mirror, it's truth, and the bottom one, the owl, is wisdom.
Everywhere, room after room, there's something to surprise and delight you.
The chandelier was given to him from someone, and it was all in pieces in a box. He put it back together.
Howard Solomon passed away last year. He was 81 years old.
Dad left us truly with a legacy here. Almost 50 years of his blood, sweat, and tears went into this place. He loved the environment. He truly believed, in recycling, repurposing, and reusing. His artwork was his way of inspiring other people.
And before you leave, make sure you have lunch in the Boat in the Moat. The food is incredible, and the atmosphere you won't find anywhere else. Solomon's Castle is open from October 1st through August 1st, and it's a sight you've got to see to believe. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
I had no idea.
Me neither. Could you imagine being invited to like a dinner party and you show up to a castle? That would be pretty interesting. I would personally be very excited. I love castles and fairy tales.
Unless you arrive on a horse, you feel underdressed.
I know. You need like a carriage and a pumpkin like Cinderella.
Yeah, 54 miles east, by the way. All right, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. Some new inventions coming out of the annual Apple conference. We'll have information about a life-saving tool in our Tech Bites report.
And coming up at 5:30, the latest in the deadly shooting spree at a workplace in Orlando. What police now know about the gunman. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-652-3012. That's 1-800-652-3012. Call now 1-800-652-3012. For a free brochure, call 1-800-652-3012.
If you've ever had a bad night's sleep, call and price the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has so much more than other adjustables and still costs up to 50% less. Featuring a rising adjustable pillow rest to support your head, neck, and shoulders, bedside power plugs, under bed night lights, and more. So call and price one today for less, up to 50% less than Tempur-Pedic, Sleep Number, and other adjustables.
You get so much more and it still costs less. You gotta see how little they cost.
Call 1-800-774-8103. That's 1-800-774-8103. Call now.
Welcome back. 525, 100% chance of hit and miss showers today.
I was wondering where you were going with that one. Well, new products and software updates among the many items unveiled at the first day of Apple's Developers Conference.
That includes a safety feature that could save lives.
In today's Tech Bites, it is one of the biggest events of the year for people who love Apple, and the company is vowing to take the lead in personal electronics again with new products and upgrades.
Its new smart speaker, the HomePod, is a voice-activated device that uses Siri. It'll compete with the Amazon Echo and Google Home.
But it'll cost 2 to 3 times as much at $349. Apple also announced major updates to all its MacBook laptops.
They'll be faster, brighter, and have more memory and storage. And Apple's also updating all of its operating systems. One big feature is in the Maps app. Do Not Disturb while driving can tell when you're driving and will block almost all notifications.
And you can even have it automatically tell those who text you that you're busy and will reply later.
Can I have it tell them that even if I'm not driving?
That would be my hope.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Chantix.
I'm Ryan, and I quit smoking with Chantix. I tried to quit cold turkey. I tried to quit with patch. That didn't work.
Along with support, Chantix Varenicline is proven to help people quit smoking.
For me, Chantix worked. It reduced my urge to smoke.
Compared to the nicotine patch, Chantix helps significantly more people quit smoking. When you try to quit smoking, with or without Chantix, you may have nicotine withdrawal symptoms. Some people had changes in behavior or thinking, aggression, hostility, agitation, depressed mood, or suicidal thoughts or actions with Chantix. Serious side effects may include seizures, new or worse heart or blood vessel problems, sleepwalking, or allergic and skin reactions, which can be life-threatening. Stop Chantix and get help right away if you have any of these. Tell your healthcare provider if you've had depression or other mental health problems. Decrease alcohol use while taking Chantix. Use caution when driving or operating machinery. The most common side effect is nausea.
I'm so proud to be a non-smoker.
Ask your doctor if Chantix is right for you. Many insurance plans cover Chantix for a low or $0 copay.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah, yeah.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing. But sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that. And with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Karastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone who has taken Xarelto or Pradaxa. If you or a loved one took the blood thinner medication Xarelto or Pradaxa and was then hospitalized for internal bleeding, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to serious, even fatal internal bleeding. If you suffered a stroke, heart attack, or serious internal bleeding, or if a loved one died after taking Xarelto or Pradaxa, call us now. Our network of attorneys have years of experience fighting the big pharmaceutical companies and is ready to fight for you. Potential claims are being reviewed for users of Xarelto or Pradaxa who have suffered severe bleeding or hemorrhaging, stroke, or even death. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You won't pay a thing unless your case is settled. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone.
Please call 800-928-6604. That is 800-928-6604.
This half hour on Good Morning Suncoast, the president likes to use Twitter, but now even his own lawyers are saying it could hurt his chances when it comes to a travel ban in the courts.
Plus, another big travel change could be on the way as President Trump looks to privatize air traffic control.
And the latest on a fired worker in Orlando who returned to kill 5 former colleagues. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning. Boy, Monday indeed was a washout. Showers all day.
Oh, it was certainly one of those Monday of all Mondays. It was rainy and gloomy outside. You name it. I just wanted to stay inside and cuddle up and cuddle with my dog.
Rain. More rain's coming today. Good morning. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Let's check in with meteorologist John Scalzi. Hey, John, how are you? You brought the rain with you when you came back.
Indeed, it's coming down in buckets. We're going to have, I think, a good chance of seeing showers and thunderstorms again today. Those showers and thunderstorms caused by a little area of disturbed weather out in the Gulf. We'll have more on those details coming up in just a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you very much. Checking Suncoast traffic right now. Already a buildup on 301 northbound as you head toward downtown Braden. Otherwise, all clear. Farther south now, we do see a bit of a buildup there on, I think we're showing University now, a little clearer. Good. That is University toward the Diverging Diamond. What do you know? Right away we see a red line there. And then farther south, no problems at 5:32 on your Tuesday morning.
Topping our news this half hour, President Trump's Twitter use has been a popular tool for reaching his base and getting his message out. But his tweets have also been a cause for concern for others when it comes to the White House.
Yeah, now as Reed Binion tells us, even his own lawyers are suggesting he put that phone away.
The president's statements in his tweet or whatever preferred method of communication he uses can still be used against him in a sense.
CNN legal analyst Laura Coates addressing legal challenges that President Trump's own words may have created for his executive order on immigration. The stalled order, now in its second iteration, seeks to temporarily restrict travel to the U.S. from several Muslim-majority nations. The administration asked the Supreme Court to hear the case after lower courts repeatedly blocked the order. Amid legal wrangling, administration officials have for months insisted that it is not a travel ban.
This is not a Muslim ban. It's not a travel ban.
But after the White House communications staff tried to reinforce that message Tuesday, Trump doubled down on his preferred verbiage, tweeting, quote, "That's right, we need a travel ban for certain dangerous countries, not some politically correct term that won't help us protect our people." Trump's tweets drawing exasperation from some in the conservative camp, including White House counselor Kellyanne Conway's husband, George Conway, who tweeted in part, quote, "These tweets may make some people feel better, but they certainly won't help OSG get 5 votes in SCOTUS," OSG being shorthand for the government's lawyer arguing the case. Conway later tweeted his support for the president and the executive order. This the same day that Kellyanne Conway herself sought to minimize the importance of Trump's tweets.
But, you know, this obsession with covering everything he says on Twitter and very little of what he does as president.
That's his preferred method of communication with the American people.
That's not true.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
President Donald Trump wants to make another huge travel-related change. The president announcing he wants to privatize the country's air traffic control system. He says the move will make the system more modern. Supporters say turning control of the skies over to private businesses would help with cost and travel time. But critics say customers would not receive proper treatment if private business takes over.
If we adopt these changes, Americans can look forward to cheaper, faster, and safer travel, a future where 20% of a ticket price doesn't go to the government, and where you don't have to sit on a tarmac or circle for hours and hours over an airport.
Canada, Germany, and Switzerland are among the countries that have privatized their air traffic control systems. And the Trump administration is also taking a big step towards using seismic air guns to search for oil and gas in the Atlantic Ocean. The National Marine Fisheries Service is now seeking permits for 5 companies to conduct seismic surveys in the mid-Atlantic. If the permits are approved, the surveys would crisscross the Atlantic and southeast coasts, logging tens of thousands of miles. Environmental groups and many East Coast lawmakers say the noise from the air guns can hurt marine life and harm commercial fishing and tourism.
The Justice Department announced charges against a federal contractor accused of leaking classified information. This is 25-year-old Reality Lee Winner. She is accused of printing a classified NSA memo and sending it to a website. She had top secret security clearance while working as a defense contractor. A U.S. official confirmed the document is genuine. Sources say it served as the basis for an article that details a Russian cyber attack on a U.S. voting software supplier back in 2016. She admitted she leaked the document and was arrested Saturday in Augusta, Georgia. Intelligence officials say that while Russia did get access to some election systems, no votes were affected.
Overseas, a vigil was held in London last night for the victims of this weekend's terrorist attacks.
This as investigators released the identities of two of the male suspects, Karam Shahzad Boot and Rashid Dewan. Here they are. Haunting images of Saturday's tragedy are also emerging. Security video from that night shows the moment as a restaurant manager tried to save people, hurrying them inside as the knife-wielding attackers tried to get in. 7 people were killed in the attacks, 50 others injured. London's mayor is vowing his city will never bend to terror.
As a proud and patriotic British Muslim, I say this: you do not commit these disgusting acts in my name.
The attack came just days before the upcoming British election.
New information this morning on the lone gunman who was behind the casino attack in the Philippines last week that left 37 people dead. Police say Jesse Carlos Javier was in debt and had a long-existing gambling problem. A security camera captured Javier walking through the casino dressed in all black and strapped with a weapon. He then set casino tables on fire before moving to another room. Authorities caught up with Javier in a hallway with their guns drawn. Police say he did die from a self-inflicted gunshot wound and acted alone.
The latest now in that deadly workplace rampage in Orlando yesterday. A former employee of an awning factory shot and killed 5 of his co-workers before he turned the gun on himself. Police say 45-year-old John Newman, seen here, stormed through the back of the building with a semi-automatic pistol in his hand and knives in his pocket. The company fired him back in April. Police say he was targeting his former managers and other co-workers, gunning them down one by one.
I don't want to make it too gruesome, but most of the victims were shot in the head. Some were shot multiple times.
Court records show Newman had a prior criminal arrest record, but just mostly minor offenses over the past 20 years. And the latest government statistics show that fatal workplace shootings like that one have recently ticked upward in this country. The Bureau of Labor Statistics says that fatal shootings rose by 15% in a recent 2-year period. That's the first increase in fatal workplace shootings since 2012.
The Bill Cosby sexual assault trial is on its second day today in a Pennsylvania courtroom. Yesterday, Cosby was accompanied by an old colleague, Keisha Knight Pullum, the child actress who played Rudy during the glory days of The Cosby Show. So far, 60 women have publicly claimed that Cosby used the same drug and alcohol ploy on them, which is exactly what Andrea Constand, the former Temple University employee, is saying in this case, that Cosby drugged her and then sexually assaulted her during one of her frequent visits to Cosby's home.
It's Bill Cosby, and so who's going to believe you?
The case is expected to go on for 2 weeks. So far, Cosby says he has no plans to take the stand.
A follow-up now on that deadly Oakland warehouse fire that killed 36 people last December. After months of investigation, prosecutors have arrested 2 men and charged them with 36 counts of involuntary manslaughter. One is accused of renting out the converted warehouse illegally. The other accused of planning an unpermitted party.
Adequate means of escape. They then filled that area with human beings and are now facing the consequences of their actions. On December 2nd, 2016 particularly, they actually blocked one of the points of egress, leaving only one way to get out of the second floor of that building.
The suspects are accused of being reckless and knowingly creating a fire trap with inadequate means of escape. Prosecutors say so much evidence was destroyed in the blaze that a specific cause of the fire will likely never be known. Back in Florida, the only road in and out of the Keys was shut down for hours yesterday after a massive fire at a marina. Firefighters spent hours mopping up the fire at the Vaca Key Marina in Marathon. The highway was closed in both directions while crews cleaned up the scene. When firefighters arrived, they found the flames had spread to a house on an acre-sized lot filled with wooden lobster traps.
In the Florida legislature, lawmakers are getting ready to take part in a special session tomorrow. Governor Scott called for the session last Friday after reviewing Florida's $82 billion budget. The session will primarily focus on establishing a job growth grant with $85 million and increasing funding for Visit Florida to $76 million. And for the first time in 34 years, lawmakers will also have to pass a new Florida education finance program during the special session. The public school spending plan originally totaled $20 billion, of which more than $11 billion comes from the state. The remainder of that funding for 67 school districts comes from local property taxes. Governor Scott and legislative leaders have now agreed to add $215 million to the program, increasing per student spending by about $100 in the coming academic year.
My goal is that there's a pathway that all students in our state have the chance to get a great education, and so I'm going to continue to review it.
Meanwhile, another controversial education overhaul bill remains in play. That legislation would expand the use of charter schools in Florida and provide bonuses to high-performing teachers and principals.
In a related story, a long-awaited road improvement in South Sarasota County will have to wait a while longer. Governor Scott has vetoed $3 million in state funding to widen River Road. The mostly two-lane road is a major evacuation route for Sarasota and Charlotte counties. And as the Atlanta Braves build their new stadium in Northport, the roadway will also be a main road to and from the stadium from I-75. South County Commissioner Charles Hines says he's disappointed in the governor's veto. Some other vetoes have left some other Suncoast projects in limbo. That includes the State College of Florida's Learning Gateway, the Manatee ER Division, and the Manatee River Fair Association. Also, Phase 5 of the Venice Water Main Replacement Project, Phase 2 of the Venice Road Improvements, and of course as well that River Road expansion as well. 5:42 on your Tuesday morning. Good to have you back, John.
Thank you. Good to be back
Yes.
on Phase 10 of our weather.
Yes.
Wet weather that we're going to have around here again today. A little bit of a lull during the morning commute, then more rain showers on the way. We'll talk about that in a minute.
All right. Still ahead, teen pregnancy rates are down, but pregnancy in women over 40 is actually up.
We'll tell you some of the risks associated with pregnancy later in life. Up next in Health Smart.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Going on now. For every 2 windows you buy, get 1 more free. Call today. With a top prize of $10 million, the new $10 million world-class cash scratch-off from the Florida Lottery is your ticket to take on the world.
If you get knocked down, stand up again. Rip it up again. Give me one chance, I'm gonna make it, Give me my chance, this is my chance, I'm gonna take it.
The new $10 million world-class cash scratch-off from the Florida Lottery. One of our life-changing scratch-offs offering billions in cash prizes.
This is a special health alert for seniors suffering with joint pain. If you have Medicare insurance, you may qualify for high-quality support braces at little or no cost.
I'm thrilled with my knee braces.
Now, there is a simple and proven solution for seniors to get out of pain with state-of-the-art support braces.
I barely feel any pain at all.
Braces for your knees and back, as well as your shoulders and ankles, too.
I'm so happy with the quality of these braces.
Call now, and you could qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost.
I can play ball again, and it doesn't hurt.
And because of my Medicare coverage, it costs me next to nothing.
So call now.
And because I have this red, white, and blue Medicare card, my braces have cost me just about nothing.
It's true. You may get a knee, back, shoulder, and ankle brace at little or no cost.
They qualified me for 2 knee braces and a back brace.
If you have knee or back pain, give them a call. They can help.
1-800-476-8967. 1-800-476-8967.
If you've ever had a bad night's sleep, call and price the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has so much more than other adjustables and still costs up to 50% less. Featuring a rising adjustable pillow rest to support your head, neck, and shoulders, bedside power plugs, under-bed night lights, and more. So call and price one today for less. Up to 50% less than Tempur-Pedic, Sleep Number, and other adjustables.
You get so much more and it still costs less. You gotta see how little they cost.
Call 1-800-774-8103. That's 1-800-774-8103. Call now.
I'm Alan Cohn. Putting housing first for the homeless. Sarasota city and county governments are in agreement on how to address the issue, but how will it work?
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC 7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Well, wet weather continues on the Suncoast. We have a temperature of 77 degrees. We have a dew point of 72, and we are well on the road to seeing more showers around with that south wind pumping up the moisture across the region. Well, currently we have a little bit of a lull in the rain showers for the morning hours, but by later on in the morning and into the afternoon, those rain showers will return. Our rain chance today is good at about 100%. Now, don't expect a whole day filled with rain, but it'll come in waves and we'll have periods of showers and maybe even a thunderstorm or two, very similar to what we saw yesterday. 74 in Wauchula, 74 in Arcadia, 74 in Mayaca, Northport at 75, 74 in Punta Gorda, Venice at 76, so is Inglewood and Longboat Key at 77 and 74 degrees in Bradenton. So we have this massive showers down to our south, really heavy rainfall. That's acting kind of to stabilize our atmosphere over us just a little bit. So as these rain showers continue to bring just torrential downpours of flooding rains really to the southern tip of the state, we get a little bit of drive time lull. So that's a good thing for us in that we get a little chance to dry out during the heavy traffic times this morning. But then by later in the morning and into the afternoon, more of the showers that you see out in the Gulf will gradually drift closer to us and bring us again today another good chance of at times a soaking rainfall. It won't be, like I say, a whole day event, but it will come with periods of waves. And these waves are in part being generated by an area of low pressure spinning around the Louisiana Delta region. That low pressure area, along with some upper level support, is taking little packets of energy and kind of just rotating them like a wheel. I like to call it a wheel on a conveyor belt, and that's pretty much what it's doing. It's taking these little spokes of energy and bringing them back toward the Gulf Coast. And consequently, we get these chances of rain throughout the day. Now, this is kind of a beneficial thing. I mean, certainly we needed the rainfall, and while we do have little bits of drier air that have kind of worked their way into the forecast, there's certainly a lot more moisture back behind the system, so that I think the total rainfall amounts over the course of the next several days will probably again approach 2 to 4 inches of rainfall in many locations, and this is very beneficial rain. You want to know how beneficial? Well, you don't have to look far. The drought indexes have all started to go down just a little bit, and certainly the fire danger index has bottomed out. So that is excellent news for firefighters. Showers again today. The low pressure area kind of advances, teams up with a frontal boundary sinking southward, and causes a stalled front to kind of meander over, basically over the center part of the state. As we head into probably Thursday or Friday, that stalled front starts to lift back north as a warm front, and rain chances will go up again as we head into the weekend. So the forecast kind of looks like this. We'll have good chances of rainfall today and tomorrow and probably on Thursday as well. Then we'll dry out just a little bit for a day or two, and rain showers then kind of get bumped back up again as that cold front as on its way north is a warm front as we head into the weekend. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, John. Let's take a look at traffic. Looks like State Road 70 seeing an increase in traffic as you head towards 301. Other than that, looking pretty clear in Sarasota County, seeing some congestion on 41, also on Bee Ridge Road as well. And South County looking pretty clear on your morning commute at 5:50 on your Tuesday morning. In today's Health Smart, according to the journal Pediatrics, the number of teens giving birth continues to plummet in the U.S.
Yeah, this as the births among women over 40 are going up. But as Kim Hutcherson tells us, older pregnancy comes with potential health risks.
New research published in the journal Public Library of Science Medicine looked at the ways age affects the health of pregnant women. The study found that pregnant women over 40 face a much higher risk of developing life-threatening conditions. When the incidence of these conditions was examined in association with age, the results formed a J-shape. Starting with teens at the front of the J, there were some elevated health risks. Those risks dropped among women 20 to 34, then rose sharply for women 40 and older. The potentially life-threatening conditions that came with age include kidney failure, shock, and acute heart problems. While the study provides new information, doctors say it's just one piece of the puzzle. Overall good health gives a woman the best chance of a complication-free pregnancy. Lifestyle choices and underlying conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, or obesity can all lead to a high-risk pregnancy. Ideally, women should review these risk factors with a doctor before attempting to get pregnant. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
All right, 5:51, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. Look at this video. A massive tornado swirls through part of Canada, all caught on videotape.
We'll show you more of this weather wonder touching down when we come back.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-962-4112. That's 1-800-962-4112. Call now, 1-800-962-4112. For a free brochure, call 1-800-962-4112.
For your plumbing, electrical or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com. AndServices.com.
Welcome back. 5:55 right now.
Let's take a look at some of the top local stories we're following for you across the Suncoast today.
The Ringling Causeway is back open this morning. A motorcycle crash with serious injuries shut down eastbound lanes for 3 hours last night from 9 to midnight. No word yet as to what caused that accident.
A Manatee County judge has sentenced Rachel Leahy to 20 years in prison for hiring an undercover detective to kill her ex-husband last year. Leahy will also serve 3 years probation when she's released.
And Sarasota County is now taking a closer look at banning smoking on Siesta Key. However, it would require the state's consent, and support may not happen very fast there. Commissioners will meet this morning at 9 a.m. to talk about it in Venice.
And finally this hour, some amazing video of a monstrous tornado touching down in Canada. The tornado was spotted near 3 hills, moving at about 30 miles per hour. Video shows a twister as cars continue to drive towards the storm. It only lasted for a few minutes, but it did appear to leave some damage behind. Thankfully, no injuries reported. That is a scary situation there, John.
Wow.
It's like those motorists are like, oh, I won't hurt it if it doesn't hurt me.
We'll have more great video and John's forecast and news after this. Stay with us.